I've lived through a lot in my time, fought in wars, watched the world change from black and white televisions to little screens in our pockets. And through it all, one thing has never changed: the importance of taking care of your body, especially as you get older. Now, I know many folks don't like to hear it, but the truth is, our bodies aren't what they used to be. What you could eat without a second thought when you were 20 or 30 can become a silent poison when you're 70 or 80. That includes fruits. Yes, fruits. The very things we were told as kids to eat more of. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying fruits are bad, but I'm here to tell you that not all fruits are safe for seniors like you and me. Some of them can do more harm than good. And if you want to live a long, strong life without relying on pills or doctors every week, then listen to what I have to say. Back when I turned 65, I thought I was doing everything right. I was eating my salads, drinking my water, and loading up on fruits, apples, bananas, grapes, you name it. Every morning, I'd have a big bowl of fruit salad, thinking I was doing myself a favor. Then the dizziness started. The joint pain got worse. I couldn't sleep through the night. And the worst part was, my blood sugar numbers were climbing fast. My doctor was baffled. So I started digging, talking to old-timers like me, reading books, watching what younger folks now call research videos. And what I found shook me. There are certain fruits that seniors must avoid, not because they're evil, but because they're too much for an aging body to handle. The truth is, our metabolism slows down, our kidneys don't filter like they used to, and our blood pressure is a ticking clock if we're not careful. That's why I'm going to share with you 7 fruits you need to either limit or avoid altogether if you want to protect your health. And I'll also tell you about one particular fruit that you should never ever touch, not even a bite. Let's start with grapes. They look innocent, don't they? Sweet, juicy, easy to pop in your mouth. But here's the thing, grapes are packed with natural sugars. For someone young, that's no big deal. But for seniors like us, who often struggle with blood sugar levels and insulin sensitivity, grapes can be dangerous. I learned this the hard way. After eating grapes regularly for breakfast, my blood sugar readings were spiking. It was the hidden sugar doing its damage. I had to let them go. Next came bananas. Now, I used to think a banana a day kept the doctor away. Turns out, not for someone over 70, bananas are high in potassium. And while that sounds good, too much potassium is risky when your kidneys are slowing down. If your kidneys can't filter properly, potassium builds up. And let me tell you, that can lead to heart issues and even death. I know a man from my church, George, who ended up in the ER after eating 2 bananas every morning for months. His potassium levels were off the charts. So now I always tell folks, if you love bananas, keep it to once in a while. Not daily. Then there's mangoes. Oh, how I loved mangoes in my younger days. Sweet and creamy, but mangoes are another sugar bomb. They may taste tropical and feel like a treat, but your pancreas doesn't care. It still has to deal with all that sugar. And for folks with diabetes or borderline glucose levels, mangoes can tip you over the edge. I once had half a mango at a friend's barbecue, and my sugar levels shot up like a rocket. It felt like my body was punishing me for enjoying a taste of the past. Now let me talk about oranges. This one surprised even me. Everyone thinks oranges are full of vitamin C, which they are, but they're also acidic, very acidic. And for older folks who deal with acid reflux or sensitive stomachs, oranges can be a nightmare. I used to drink orange juice every morning. Then came the heartburn, the kind that keeps you up all night. I didn't want to believe it was the orange juice, but when I cut it out, the pain vanished. That was all the proof I needed. Another fruit that fooled me was pineapple. Sharp, tangy, refreshing on a hot day, but also very acidic and high in sugar. One summer, I went through a phase of adding pineapple to everything: smoothies, salads, even grilled with chicken. And slowly, my joints started aching. My gums bled more when I brushed. Turns out, pineapple's acidity was wreaking havoc on my system. I had to say goodbye, even though it felt like losing an old friend. Then we come to cherries. Oh, sweet cherries. You think you'll just eat a handful, but suddenly the bowl's empty and you've downed 50. They're addictive. And like grapes, they pack in more sugar than most folks realize. My neighbor Ed loved cherries. He thought they were helping his arthritis. But all that sugar pushed his diabetes into dangerous territory. His doctor told him to quit or face losing a toe. That got his attention. He hasn't touched a cherry since. Now the seventh fruit is one that breaks a lot of hearts. Watermelon, especially in the summer. Cold, juicy, it seems harmless. But watermelon is mostly sugar and water. It floods your bloodstream with glucose faster than you'd expect. One 4th of July, I ate 3 big slices while watching fireworks. The next morning, I felt lightheaded and weak. My blood sugar had gone wild. That was the last time I let watermelon fool me. But now I must tell you about the most dangerous fruit of all. The one no senior should ever eat. Not even a nibble. And that's the dried version of fruits. Yes, I'm talking about raisins, dried apricots, dates, all of them. I don't care how healthy they sound. Once fruit is dried, it becomes a concentrated sugar bomb. A few little pieces, and you've basically eaten the sugar equivalent of a candy bar. And the worst part? They don't fill you up, so you eat more and more. Before you know it, your blood sugar's through the roof. Your joints are inflamed, and your energy is gone. I had to learn this the painful way. I used to keep a little tin of dried figs by my recliner. Thought it was better than candy, until my vision got blurry and my feet started tingling. My doctor ran some tests. He said if I didn't cut back on the sugar, I'd be in big trouble. That day, I threw out every dried fruit in the house. Now I know some of this might be hard to hear, especially if you've been eating these fruits for years. You might be thinking, but I've always had a banana in my cereal. Or, a little fruit never hurt anybody. I used to say the same things, but our bodies aren't what they were. You have to respect that. It's not about giving up everything you love. It's about making choices that protect your future. Choices that let you keep walking, laughing, gardening, traveling. Choices that let you stay out of the hospital and off heavy medications. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to warn you, like a friend, like a fellow traveler on this road of aging. I've made the mistakes so you don't have to. You want better sleep, more energy, fewer pills? It starts with what's on your plate. Watch your fruits. Choose ones that are low in sugar and easy on your gut. Berries are usually safe. Apples, if they're small and eaten in moderation. And pears once in a while. But stay away from the sugar bombs. They're not worth the taste. You've made it this far in life. That means you're strong. You've survived heartaches, losses, hard winters. You're not here by accident. So why throw it away over a bowl of grapes or a banana split? Take care of the one body you've got. You owe it to yourself and to the ones who still want you around. Let them see you standing tall at 90, not wasting away in a hospital bed at 75. So if you remember nothing else I've said today, remember this. Not all fruit is friendly, especially when you're older. Choose wisely, eat mindfully, and live long enough to tell your own stories, just like I'm telling you mine. Now let's clear some common questions. How can seniors identify which fruits are safe to eat occasionally versus those that should be completely avoided? When I was a younger man, I didn't think twice about food. I'd eat whatever was on the plate without worrying what it might do to my body. A slice of pie after dinner, a banana on the way to work, a big bowl of grapes during a summer picnic. Back then, it all felt harmless, maybe even healthy. But when you've lived as long as I have, you start to understand that what once fueled your youth can quietly chip away at your health in old age. That's especially true with fruit. Yes, fruit, the very thing they told us to eat more of as kids. It's not about giving up fruit altogether. It's about learning which fruits your aging body can handle once in a while and which ones you need to stay away from completely. It took me years to figure this out. And not because I didn't care. I was trying my best to stay healthy. But no one ever told me that certain fruits could raise my blood sugar or put stress on my kidneys. I found out the hard way. After a dizzy spell one afternoon, I checked my blood sugar and it was sky high. What had I eaten that day? Just some watermelon and a handful of raisins? That's when I started digging, asking questions, paying attention. And through trial and error, I learned something important. The way to know which fruits to eat occasionally and which to avoid entirely is to listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after you eat and know what's going on inside, not just how it tastes going down. See, when we get older, our digestion slows, our metabolism weakens, our organs, especially the kidneys and liver, don't clean out the junk as quickly as they used to. That means anything we eat that's high in sugar, acid, or potassium can linger longer and do more harm. Fruits that never gave us trouble before suddenly become triggers for pain, fatigue, and inflammation. So the first step is understanding which fruits are heavy hitters in those three areas. Sugar, acid, potassium. Start with sugar. Most fruits have natural sugar, but some have so much that it's like pouring syrup straight into your bloodstream. Grapes, cherries, watermelon, mangoes, and bananas are some of the worst offenders. I used to think a small bowl of grapes was a healthy snack, but those little things are packed with glucose. They hit your system fast and hard. If you've got diabetes or are even close to it, those fruits will do you no favors. You might feel fine while you're eating them, maybe even energized. But wait an hour or two and you'll feel the crash. Shaky hands, foggy mind. It's not worth it. These are the fruits that you should avoid completely if you're trying to protect your blood sugar, especially dried fruits. Never forget that a few dried apricots or raisins can do more damage than a chocolate bar. Then comes acidity. I loved oranges all my life. Fresh orange slices with breakfast or a glass of juice every morning. But once I hit my 70s, that familiar burning in my chest became a regular visitor. At first I blamed it on stress or maybe the coffee, but no, it was the fruit. Oranges, pineapples, and even some berries are highly acidic. If you've got acid reflux, ulcers, or any kind of stomach sensitivity, these can make you miserable. I had to cut them out. Occasionally I might have a small slice of orange, but only with a full meal, never on an empty stomach. That's the key. If your body reacts strongly after eating certain fruits, whether it's bloating, discomfort, or burning, that's a sign. Pay attention to it. It's your body talking. Potassium is the quiet one. Most people don't even think about it. But if your kidneys aren't functioning at full strength, too much potassium can build up in your system and create serious problems. Irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, even kidney failure. Bananas, kiwis, and oranges are all high in potassium. When I found out my kidneys weren't as sharp as they used to be, the doctor told me I had to limit these fruits. Now I only have a few slices of banana now and then, maybe with some plain oatmeal. Never a full banana on its own. That's another trick. Portion control. So how do you know which fruits you can eat occasionally? You start small. You test. One afternoon I sliced half an apple and had it with some almonds. No sugar spike, no bloating. I felt fine. A few days later, I tried a small pear. Same thing. Then I got bold and tried a bowl of watermelon. That was a mistake. My energy dropped like a rock. So I learned. That's what we all need to do. Test, monitor, keep track. If you check your blood sugar, take a reading before and after eating a new fruit. If you don't check blood sugar, then listen to your body in other ways. Do you feel tired after eating? Do you get dizzy? Does your stomach complain? Another good rule is to pair fruit with a protein or fat. A slice of apple with some peanut butter. A few blueberries with cottage cheese. That slows down digestion and keeps sugar from flooding your system too fast. And don't fall for the idea that just because it's fresh and organic, it's safe. Sugar is sugar, no matter how natural it is. One more thing I'll say is this. Talk to someone who knows your health history. A doctor, a dietitian, or even an old friend who's been through it. I remember sitting with my buddy Walter at the cafe. He was telling me how he gave up mangoes and felt like a new man. I laughed. Then I did the same thing. Turns out he was right. Don't try to figure it out all alone. Aging is hard enough without playing guessing games with your food. So here's what I do now. I keep a list in my kitchen. On one side, fruits I eat once in a while. Apples, blueberries, small pears. On the other side, fruits I avoid. Grapes, watermelon, mangoes, dried fruit. I don't feel deprived. I feel in control. I still enjoy the sweet taste of fruit. I just do it on my terms, in small doses, with awareness. And that's really what it comes down to. Awareness. Not fear, not obsession, just paying attention. You've made it this far in life because you learned how to listen to your instincts, to your loved ones. Now it's time to listen to your body. It will tell you what it needs and what it no longer wants. You don't have to give up everything you love. Just be smarter about what you choose. Respect the changes that come with age. Take care of the body that's carried you through the decades, and you'll keep walking, keep laughing, keep living with strength and wisdom, just like you were meant to. What are some healthier fruit alternatives that offer nutritional value without the health risks? I've been around long enough to know that life is full of trade-offs. You give up a little here to gain a little there. That's just how it works. And when it comes to food, especially fruit, this truth hits harder the older you get. I used to eat any fruit I wanted without blinking an eye. Peaches straight from the tree, a whole banana while walking the dog, cherries by the bowlful during summer. Never thought twice about it. But as the years crept up on me, my body began to speak in a language I could no longer ignore. Aches in the joints, sleepless nights, blood sugar that climbed without warning. Suddenly, the fruits I once loved were working against me. But I wasn't ready to give up fruit altogether. No, sir, I just had to get smarter. And I did. I learned there are healthier fruit alternatives that still offer plenty of nutrition, but without the kick to the gut or the blow to my blood sugar. These fruits are gentle, honest. They don't pretend to be something they're not, and they've become trusted companions in my daily life. Let me start with berries. If fruit had a senior-friendly club, berries would be the president. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries. These little gems pack a powerful punch without overwhelming the body. They're low in sugar and high in fiber. That means they release their sweetness slowly, which keeps blood sugar from spiking. I remember switching from my morning banana to a handful of blueberries with plain yogurt. At first, I missed that thick banana texture, but then I noticed something else. My joints didn't ache as much. My stomach felt calmer. And most importantly, I stayed steady all morning without crashing. Berries also come with antioxidants, which help fight inflammation. That's a gift in these older years when every little bump or bruise seems to linger. Another good alternative is the humble apple. Not the big ones that fill both your hands, but the small ones. Crisp, tart, clean. I usually go for a Granny Smith or a small Gala. Apples give you fiber and just enough natural sugar to feel satisfying without tipping the scale. I slice mine and pair it with a tablespoon of almond butter. It's a snack that feels like a treat. Keeps me full for hours. And I don't get that sleepy feeling afterward like I used to with bananas or grapes. Pears are another underappreciated fruit. They've got a soft sweetness and plenty of fiber to keep your digestion moving. I eat half a pear in the afternoon when I feel that slump coming. It picks me up gently, not with a jolt, but with a quiet strength. And pears don't carry the acidity that some other fruits do. For someone who has battled acid reflux, that matters. I learned that the hard way after too many painful nights with pineapple and oranges. Kiwi in moderation is also a solid choice. Now I know it looks strange, fuzzy on the outside and bright green on the inside, but one small kiwi can give you more vitamin C than an orange, and without all the acid. I peel it, slice it, and enjoy it with a few walnuts. It's a refreshing little snack that doesn't stir up my stomach or my joints. But I will say this, too much kiwi can be a bit much, so I keep it to 1 or 2 a week. That's another lesson I've learned. Even with the safe fruits, portion matters. Then there are avocados. Now, some folks argue that avocados aren't a fruit in the way we usually think of fruit, but they are. And they're one of the best friends a senior can have. No sugar, plenty of healthy fats, creamy and satisfying. I use avocado in place of mayonnaise on a sandwich or add it to a salad for that smooth texture. It helps keep me full and supports my heart health. I've noticed that since adding more avocado to my meals, my energy lasts longer. It's not sweet like a berry or juicy like an apple, but it's nourishing in its own way. And at this age, that's what matters most. Cantaloupe and honeydew melon can be safe in small portions, especially when you choose them over something like watermelon. They have less sugar and more water, which helps with hydration. I used to think all melons were the same until I tested my blood sugar after eating each one. Watermelon sent my numbers up fast, while a small bowl of cantaloupe kept things steady. So now, on hot days, I enjoy a chilled slice of cantaloupe with some cottage cheese. It cools me down without causing chaos in my system. Plums can also be a good option when eaten mindfully. They have a tartness that keeps you from overindulging. I cut one into quarters and savor it slowly. Unlike peaches, which are very sweet and can be hard on the gut, plums give you a little zing without the overload. But again, it's all about moderation. One plum is enough. Two is too much. That's a phrase I keep in mind now with everything I eat. One fruit that caught me by surprise is pomegranate. It's not the easiest fruit to eat, but those little seeds, called arils, are packed with antioxidants. I sprinkle a tablespoon or two over my oatmeal or salad. It's not something I eat daily, but it's a nice change from the usual. And it doesn't spike my sugar like raisins or dried cranberries would. Now here's what I've found to be the secret to success with fruit. It's not just about which fruits are safer, it's also about what you pair them with and how much you eat. When I used to eat fruit by itself, I noticed more blood sugar swings. But when I pair it with protein or healthy fat, like nuts, yogurt, or cheese, it evens everything out. Your body digests it more slowly and handles it better. That small change made a big difference for me. I want you to know that giving up your old favorites doesn't mean giving up pleasure. It means trading quick satisfaction for lasting wellness. And when you find those fruits that love you back, berries, apples, pears, avocados, you'll start to feel the difference in your bones, your energy, your peace of mind. You'll feel like your body is working with you, not against you. You don't have to fear fruit, you just have to choose it wisely. I've walked that road of confusion and regret when something healthy turned out not to be. But I've also walked the path of discovery, where a better choice brought better days. And now I share what I've learned so you don't have to stumble like I did. Eat with awareness, with patience, with love for the body that's carried you through all these years. It still has more life in it yet, and the right fruits chosen wisely can help carry you the rest of the way with strength, dignity, and joy. How can families and caregivers help elderly loved ones make smarter fruit choices without making them feel restricted or deprived? I've lived long enough to understand something that most folks don't figure out until it's almost too late. As you grow older, it's not just the body that starts to change. It's the emotions, the memories, the small comforts that once felt like nothing suddenly become everything. And one of those comforts for many of us is food. Not just any food, but the little things we grew up loving. A slice of peach on a hot day, a few plums on the porch in the evening, a spoonful of strawberry jam with morning toast. These aren't just tastes, they're pieces of our past. Now imagine someone telling you that the very things that gave you joy could be slowly hurting your body. That's a hard pill to swallow. So when families and caregivers step in to help us eat better, especially with fruit, they've got to tread gently, not just with facts, but with heart. I've seen it go wrong plenty of times. A son tells his mother, "You can't eat that banana anymore." A daughter scolds her father for sneaking grapes into his cereal. The intention is good, but the delivery is all wrong. It comes off as control, not care. And let me tell you something from experience. We old folks might be slower now, but we still feel pride. We still want dignity. And when food becomes a battlefield, we shut down. We feel punished. So if you truly want to help your elderly loved ones make smarter fruit choices, the first thing you need to do is stop thinking like a doctor and start thinking like someone who remembers what it feels like to lose something small but meaningful. Start with respect. Always. Talk to them, not at them. I remember when my granddaughter, sweet little Clara, came to me one afternoon with a bowl of fresh berries and some Greek yogurt. She didn't say, "Grandpa, you can't have mangoes anymore." She said, "I found this mix that gives you energy and helps your joints feel better. Want to try it with me?" And you know what? I did, and I loved it. She made me feel like I was part of the solution, like I still had a choice. That's the key. Let your loved ones feel like they're choosing wellness, not being dragged into it. Another important thing is to focus on what they can have, not what they can't. No one likes hearing no all the time. So instead of saying, "You have to stop eating watermelon," try saying, "These blueberries are great for your memory and they taste just as sweet." Shift the spotlight. Make the new option feel exciting. I've found joy in rediscovering fruits I once ignored. Apples sliced thin with a bit of almond butter, fresh pears chilled in the fridge. Even avocado, which I never considered a fruit before, has become a favorite. The point is, don't dwell on the loss. Celebrate the new discovery together. Now here's something else I've learned. Involve us in the process. Don't just show up with a new diet plan and a list of forbidden fruits. That feels like an ambush. Take us to the store. Let us pick out the fruit. Read the labels together. Make it a shared experience. I remember going shopping with my daughter last spring. She pointed out the sugar content on a carton of dried apricots, and I realized just how much sugar I had been taking in without thinking. But she didn't shame me. She just said, "Let's try these fresh raspberries instead. I'll slice them over your oatmeal." And that's what we did. That little act of inclusion changed everything. It made me feel seen. Also, bring a little fun into it. Turn it into a ritual. Fruit doesn't have to be boring just because it's healthy. My neighbor's wife, God bless her, used to make fruit parfaits every Sunday morning. A little Greek yogurt, a drizzle of honey, some fresh blueberries and chopped walnuts layered in a glass. Her husband never missed it. It was their thing. They looked forward to it, and it made healthy eating feel like a treat, not a chore. You can do the same. A smoothie with avocado and berries, a fruit salad with cinnamon and a splash of lime. It's the little touches that keep the joy alive. Another thing I've noticed is that taste changes with age. Some things taste stronger, others fade. So when you're trying to help an elderly loved one adjust their fruit choices, take that into account. If they're avoiding fruit because it doesn't taste like it used to, find ways to enhance it. Roast pears to bring out the sweetness, sprinkle cinnamon on apples. Serve chilled fruit in the summertime to make it refreshing. The goal isn't just nutrition, it's pleasure too. Because if food stops bringing joy, we stop wanting to eat at all. And that's a different kind of danger. Now I'll say this plain, you've got to be patient. Changing habits isn't easy, especially when you've held on to them for 60 or 70 years. Don't expect miracles in a week. Don't expect us to suddenly give up everything we loved. It's a slow dance, a gentle nudge here, a kind suggestion there. And sometimes, yes, we'll slip. We'll eat something we shouldn't. Don't scold us. Don't shame us. Just remind us why we're making these changes. Not to live forever, but to live well for the time we have left. If you're a caregiver or family member, remember that love means understanding. It means looking past the stubbornness to see the fear. Because sometimes when we push back against change, it's not about the food. It's about the feeling that everything is being taken away. Our independence, our memories, our small routines. So when you approach fruit choices with kindness, compassion, and inclusion, it feels less like a loss and more like a new path. I've made that path work in my own life, with help, with patience, and yes, with a few stumbles along the way. But today I can say I feel better, clearer, lighter, and I still enjoy fruit, just in a way that suits this stage of life. So if you're trying to help someone you love do the same, don't be afraid to walk beside them. Show them the way, but let them take the steps. That's how you honor their journey, and that's how you help without hurting. In the end, it's not about the mango or the banana. It's about feeling cared for without feeling controlled, about being guided, not pushed. That's the difference, and that difference can change everything. If you liked today's discussion, don't forget to like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated with every video we release. And yes, don't forget to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments. Every comment is special to us. Your feedback helps us improve further. We'll continue to meet you in every new video on this channel, so until next time, take care.